Hey, Heart and Soul ladies. Hey, I seen her face there. New
We got a
things,
new
boy. New
one.
things. Hey. Lisa, all the way here in London. Alicia, introduce yourself.
Alicia, all the way in the US, New Jersey.
Niceness.
Wow. As in local something,
Hot
like
mouth.
Royal Castle.
You
And
know what
Giselle
that
The Royal
is?
Castle chicken.
is the flavor that you savor.
The original hot mouth.
Intro to that.
Okay, I have a fun one here for you today. So, as we are a bit, in the 40s, we could advise ourselves as the younger version of ourselves. What would we advise our 20-year-old self? Giselle,
Well, you
you
really
had
want me
something.
to.
You
You
had
really.
something earlier. I want to share that one now.
Um, Real talk.
Yes.
Real talk.
Fighting pregnancy is not a good idea.
Oh,
I would.
you see, fight.
It
You want
really happens.
feisty.
Yeah, yeah,
Feisty pregnancy.
yeah.
Them,
So
them
if
hormones,
if
girl.
if you're a fighter who do remember, like you get engaged in the moment, and
And,
then if
and
I
yeah,
was to talk
yeah.
to my 20-year-old self, I would say, yeah, fighting, as good as it feels, because it feels really good for me, is not a good idea. Sometimes when
Hmm.
it gets into the fight, what you think you're defending,
It
You
really ain't
know,
all that.
really.
it ain't
It,
all
it,
of that.
it ain't
You
even gonna
know,
be. It ain't gonna even matter in like 10 days, a
I,
week.
you could literally forget that person in
Hmm.
20 years' time. Real talk.
Like real talk.
So,
Alicia, you have one for us?
You know what? My 20-year-old self,
Mm-hmm.
finding a serious man ain't all that important.
Listen,
I'm too young for that.
this
Let's go
advice
on
killing
some
me tonight.
dates and go on dates and
Yeah, yeah.
no heaviness, no heaviness.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
For
Let's see if you
me,
did good.
I would say, yeah, believe in yourself. Even though you had the confidence, keep believing in you. You have everything that it takes.
Wow.
Yeah.
True.
So people used to see me as a very confident person, but not that I used to have a lot of self doubt, but I used to think a lot. Like,
Mhm.
hmm,
You're
hmm,
overthinking.
should I? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
For me,
So,
it would be you are stronger than you know.
Mm-hmm.
hmm, yeah,
And probably, everybody refers to you as the strong one. And if you're in a
Mm-hmm.
family,
hmm,
you're among your siblings, if you're the eldest, well, you are the natural leader because
yes,
right?
yeah,
But in my 20s, especially with series of events that unfolded after that, by the time I was 30, I'd lost a parent and another had been diagnosed with
Mm-hmm.
cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Did I
yes,
think at 20 that I was strong enough to handle that? No. So that's
and
why I
that's
would
okay.
say, yeah, that it's okay to not know.
Yeah,
But if I
yeah, and
were
that's
to talk
okay.
to my 20-year-old self, I would say you are stronger than you realize. And through
Hmm.
it all, remember your worth.
Yeah.
Just that is so true because I remember I lost my mother at 18 when I was 18, just 8 days after my 18th birthday. I
Wow.
didn't know what was going on in the world. I was very
Mm-hmm.
stupid, little naive girl, lost
Mm-hmm.
my mother at that early age. I didn't know what was going on. And my
Yeah.
20-year-old self would be to continue to study your books
Yeah.
and make your mother proud. Continue to do instead of running to the parties and the this and the that,
Yeah.
just go down that line. All the
Yeah.
things that she taught you before she passed away,
Yeah.
just go around, go down that line. 20-year-old self, I would have,
Mm-hmm.
I would have
Something about
advised myself on that.
something about that
Yeah.
event, if it's ever happened to you or any traumatic event, the strongest person questions themselves. And
So,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I said,
yeah.
knowing that you're strong enough to handle it and also remembering your worth. Because you start to feel, as Alicia said, you don't know what's next, what's going on in the world. And when you're like
Mm-hmm.
that,
Mm-hmm.
you're like a sweetie paper in the breeze,
Yes.
anything could carry you, anything.
Yeah,
All of a
yeah.
For
sudden,
real. I
you're
think
off course.
my my other thing would be Start your pension.
Yo.
Start your pension. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Whatever
how
money, if you make
are you
money,
doing that, girl?
because if you
Yeah.
make money, you put aside a percentage of every little piece of
Yes,
money you get in your hand, put aside a piece of that and don't forget
yeah.
about it. And
My
Right.
let it grow and grow. And that will be your pension pot.
my principal of business teacher used to say to us all the time, when you're working, you pay yourself first. And that's
Yeah.
what you're
Mm.
talking about, Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Well,
now, it's only being here, I have had to think about pension.
yeah.
So I started late. But that's only because the government brought it in where employers now had to voluntarily opt in. So they
Right.
have to pay a percentage and we pay a percentage.
Right.
Oh,
So that goes into a government pension. But
all right.
because I started that late, by the
Yes.
time I get to retirement age, it wouldn't be enough.
Yes. So you have to
But
So
supplement.
I
with your
am doing a
20-year-old
private
self,
pension.
with
Mhm.
your 20-year-old self having thoughts about pension at all?
But this is
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
imagine.
You're not having it.
Yeah.
But the earlier you start, when you start at 20, what they say is the age that you start, you're half that. And that's how you get your percentage. So if you start
Right.
at 20, you do half of 20 is 10 and you save 10% of everything. If you start at 30, half of that is 15, you save 15% of everything. That's how you will have enough for things.
Right.
Because
That's great.
that is something that you could use, whether it's for pension or not, you could actually use it to buy a house later on, buy a piece of land, buy
Right.
something. Instead of just
I hear
spending
you.
money wherever. Yeah, money come, money go, wherever you're just spending,
I think at 20 we were all thinking money come, money go. I
hmm
remember
Yeah.
getting paid and walking down the road and well, it wasn't all these stores that you're familiar with at this time,
Yeah.
and you go down by your
Yeah, different
whoever's
stores.
the clothing store or you go
Nam
and you buy
Samba.
Yeah.
yeah, and then you go buy nail polish or you go do your nails and stuff. If I had to
Nails,
talk to my 20-year-old self, I would
buy a
say,
cloth.
yeah, put that money away for real. If I had
Yeah.
started
It's
investing
fantastic
at that
advice.
age.
Because
Yeah.
over here they advise the youngsters to do it as they leave school and stuff.
And that
Yes.
To
was
start
something
an account for
I think
private pension.
I think I was discussing that with my sister the other day where I was saying we have been told such funny money stories. Um and so
Mm.
if depending on how you grew up and who you grew up with or
hmm
without,
Your
your
relationship with
thoughts
money.
on money and your relationship with money and what you believe
Mm.
about money is very different. So if I had to talk to
Yeah.
my 20-year-old self, I would tell different money stories from the ones I saw
Yeah.
unfolding in front
Yeah.
of me.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you
That's
know?
But
true.
at that age, do you think that we had any fears per se,
Oh
or we just
yeah.
like living
Oh
careless?
yeah.
Oh
Oh yeah.
yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
feel like I was fearless. I didn't have any. I can't remember having
I was
fears.
frightened personally because I lost my mother and I was
You
just
feel
Ah,
alone. Yeah.
yeah,
and
yeah,
nobody
yeah.
there. Even though I have siblings, they were
Yeah.
older than, out of the house
Yeah.
and older than I am.
Mm,
And I was just there. And my father, God rest his soul, but my father, in that same year, my father got married to a strange woman we never saw before. So I was just
Wow.
frightened.
so yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It
What is
introduces
yeah.
a
future?
certain level of uncertainty, I would
Yeah.
say. A death of a parent is like, okay, well, if this is the one solid thing, then my rock
Mhm.
has been shaken.
Everything
For
has
Yeah.
me,
changed.
speaking about mothers, well, both of y'all know my mom. That was my biggest fear. My mother was 6 foot
Mm.
tall, and so the fear
Yeah, your
was
parents was your fear.
Yes.
I
Yes.
didn't
Yes.
want to get pregnant. I didn't want my mother to
Mm.
know any of the things that you were doing fearlessly outside of the
Yes,
home.
we was
So
fearless.
that
I
was
thought it was
really,
fearless.
yeah. Oh yeah, we moving real fearless until your mother appeared. For me, that was one of my biggest fears in my 20s.
Yeah,
I really didn't want to like really drop the ball. The standard was a lot higher for me, I suppose, than the others.
the
And
other. Yeah,
I
yeah,
was really under the gun in that regard. Yeah.
yeah. But remember, we didn't have all this social media and thing, so we get away with murder. Listen, we live. And I think that is why now I could be chilled out in this time that we can't really do
I'm
much
glad we didn't have
because I
social media.
live. Listen, honey, I would have probably have so much court case and thing already.
Oh dear, that one left.
For
That
fighting and thing, you remember you say fighting, I was fighting too.
yeah. So I'm glad nothing was recorded at
Yeah,
that time. I was recording at that time.
20-year-old
Not just
self,
fighting.
we did live. We got a
We
chance to live.
definitely did.
Yeah, ladies, we have that time coming. Cold hard fact.
You know we love it. Who?
Giselle?
Look.
Giselle, you go.
I feel you should go first, no, because you just want to mash up the whole thing.
You always know I have something to say. So this is for the gym fellas, right? I've always said this. If you know me, this is a big problem I have.
Or you come back with the gym fellas.
Yeah, guys, there are machines for your hands, for your legs, for your abs. You see the muscle that is important to us? There's no machine for that. So law of proportions, right? The arms and the legs don't really impress me.
Listen.
Most of us don't impress us. Right? Keep that in mind when you're bowling.
Alicia, what's your cold hard fact, darling?
Guys, you see the tight wearing pants with the penis at the side?
Hold me.
We need to stop it. No.
Maybe I should leave you class.
But you want to call out people, right? Giselle and Alicia. What you have to say?
Listen.
Me, I come in nice today. Same with you, Giselle. Fellas, the cologne will get you noticed before the car or the designer clothes and shoes.
For real.
That's
Check
true.
it.
Don't be the
All
chief
them
for the
clothes and all that pretty up thing and tight jeans and.
Don't bring water to my eyes.
Listen, if you pass me there, me even care what you wearing. I was like,
I've had we went in brutal today.
ladies, I love all you. Listen, Heart and Soul ladies, as usual, we bring tea, we bring information,
This
we bring
international
advice.
edition.
I love all you. Like, love, share, comment.